Welcome, I'm Bastet. I'll be running your operation. The project's official name is the Adventurers' Research of Abnormal Civilian Experiences, or Project Arrowace for short, to investigate the unusual occurrences that have been happening everywhere recently. I've hired you all for your hands-on experiences.
I'm going to be honest, I think we should run.
I don't know, I'm not a wizard in real life.
Tentacles belong in the ocean!
I also lost all my food, so Delphi, in a few hours you might start looking really delicious.
Okay. You can't just kind of hand wave and say, oh yes, it's clearly from another plane of reality, without that implying a lot about a very powerful wizard doing it, or a university of powerful wizards doing it, or a god doing it.
It lets us know that when these other anomalies have been happening, it's potentially due to the use of temporal or spatial magic.
Who are you? I saw you in some kind of dream, but I think there's more to it than that. We need to talk.
I can't tell you exactly why I did all the things I did, but I did them. Okay?
Can everyone please roll for initiative?
Oh, I nearly cussed so hard.
Welcome to Deck of Many Aces, an actual play podcast made with actual asexuals. Eiriol, no! Eiriol, stop!
Continuing the cursedness.
Yeah, I'm so happy I found out that I can do that.
This is just awful. I hate it so much.
What I need to do eventually is figure out how to do like the long shout from far away.
Don't you have to be far away?
No.
What's that coming over the hill?
I think there are ways to do it like not that far away.
I feel like you have to do it like post-processing or whatever.
No.
I feel like you have to
know nothing about sound.
We know.
You have to be further away.
We are a group of people who identify as somewhere on the aromantic and/or asexual spectrum, playing 5th edition D&D with a twist. Every character's past, present, every time. I just keep thinking about We the Twist.
That was so long ago now.
It was so long ago. I think I must have listened to the episode recently or something, because it's just in my head. Every character's past, present, and future is based on a card drawn from the Deck of Many Things, which I recently revisited as I was writing the next bit. I was like, what is everyone's past and present and future cards?
They've really informed
it's
the full story.
It's fun and funky, and you will never know. Well, you might know.
We'll know in 2135.
Oh,
You're being very pessimistic about the length of time it'll take for the plot to wrap up.
Pessimistic, as in it's going to take more like 2178.
I reckon we'll manage it by 2050.
Yeah. I'm Ellie. I use she, her, all they, them pronouns, and I will be your DM today, your demisexual.
What's that type of wasp
Mastiff.
that starts with an M?
Mastiff.
Mastiff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we've had that one before.
We haven't. I had to really rack my brain because my immediate thought was Montague, and we've definitely had Montague before. I'm also full, not even full of cold, just full of the sleeps, the sleepiness.
Full of pasta.
It's called living in Britain in winter.
This won't come out till like February, but it's also
That's still
accurate.
winter.
It'll still be winter.
That's what I meant.
It'll be extra winter. It'll be worse.
I went, this won't be out for ages, and then I was like, it'll still be winter by the time this comes out. What a depressing thought.
Merry 2023, everybody.
I am not a fan of this winter slander.
Winter is terrible.
Wait, is it really
Winter
gonna be
Slander
February?
is my new
We don't have that much of a
Santa
backlog, do we?
OC, but
It's. Did you say Santa OC?
yeah, Winter Slander.
No! Horrendous. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Am, and I play Tosia Atherdale, the party Battlemaster fighter, who is very curious about this Planar Whirlpool.
Nice, short and sweet.
I'm resisting the urge to make a bike.
Yeah, I was
And can you give us a fun fact about your character?
Oh yeah, we're doing fun facts.
Are we actually?
Yes, we are.
I think it would be nice
without warning.
with no warning. I also haven't thought of a central theme. What's your character's favourite season and why? Presuming that the seasons are the same as the ones in our world.
My character's favourite season is autumn. She's a Christian girl fall kind of person.
Oh, you've definitely told us that already, haven't you?
I don't remember.
I think you have. Oops.
My name is Chloe, and I play Raina Riftwood, who is a Tabaxi bard. We both use she/her pronouns. Favorite season?
Or another fact, if there's one that's more fun, but just
Or
for a
what?
prompt.
Or fact?
Another fact, if you can think of one that is more
No,
fun to
I
you.
think that her favorite season might be. Oh gosh, I'm doing like so many conspiracy theory maps of like, well, this and this and this and this and this would mean that she would like this season.
Is such an insight.
When would these things happen? Kind of thing.
You're such an actor. Let me mine the script for dramaturgy to find the clues about my character. You made her.
But I've never thought about
You invented. She's in your brain. You can just say like spring.
Well, I think that it's actually autumn, not to copy Am, but I think that it's autumn because autumn is before winter and winter is the bad time. When
Again, with the Winter Slander.
Does this mean that the tall girls are fall girls?
No, because Morgan disagrees. But
yeah, same.
Yeah, well, I didn't think that she liked the summer because I don't think she likes being very hot. So I'm going to go with autumn because I think that winter would be the bad time when people got ill and people die. And so she wouldn't like spring either because lots of people died. So autumn.
That's depressing. And also somewhat prescient. Thank you, Chloe. Eiriol.
Sorry, I'm not going to be able to get over. Doesn't like the spring because that's when people die.
Right, it's not on the streets, you know. Like if you're living through winter on the streets, it's not a fun time.
It's not. No.
Yeah, you are right.
This is like setting the tone for this episode. I feel like
we can make jokes if you like instead.
That would be nice.
I'm Eiriol. I'm playing Delphi. I use she/they pronouns, and Delphi uses she/her pronouns. Delphi is a Growfolk warlock. I'm doing this in the wildest order imaginable.
Yeah, it's great.
I think Delphi's favourite season is spring because it's when flowers are blooming and stuff. My favourite season is winter, despite you awful people. How dare
You're just objectively wrong about that, but okay.
No.
Yeah.
I have nothing against winter itself.
Go die in your heat.
I do.
I like to be a reasonable temperature rather than sweating out of my entire body.
First of all, spring and autumn exist. Second of all, like, the only objectively good thing about winter is the various cultural, like, festivals of light that we have.
Which we invented to cope with how terrible winter is.
Exactly.
You
like,
are
the best
all
bit...
forgetting snow, which is the best weather of possible.
We don't get snow enough for it to be worth the rest of the cold, dark horribleness that winter brings.
Well...
Are we even in winter yet? Is November technically autumn?
I'm blocking you, Eiriol. We're moving on. Hi, I'm... Sorry.
Nicely done.
Trying again. Hi, I'm Katie. I play... I use she, all, they pronouns. I am playing Morgan, is a wizard, and Morgan's favourite season is summer because all the nice heat means lots of thermals to fly on, and you can't really fly in the winter when it's all windy and dark and cold and
Only if you're a
rainy. The
coward.
rainy is not good. Have you ever been 100 feet in the air while
Yes.
it's raining and blowing?
Oh, look,
Said
Eiriol.
with the confidence.
Okay, moving on.
Oh, look,
about
Eiriol.
Delphi's.
The only season nobody picked. Winter!
It was winter.
Hey, Delphi isn't me. We are separate people. You have never seen us in the same room. But
I'll make it equal and say that Bastat's favourite season is winter.
That tracks.
Well, clearly she's evil, but
Okay.
my God.
Way to
so,
stereotype the girl boss, Katie.
What happened last time?
Girl slay.
That's so funny, especially because I know that that Chloe hasn't listened to all of the performance review.
No, I only know mine.
What happened last time? Anyone remember? Cast your mind back.
We did the puzzles.
we solved a bell puzzle, and then I think we've just stumbled upon a big room containing a planar whirlpool in it, but I can't remember anything about it.
Did we also do the mud?
Yeah, we got through the acidic mud.
Yes.
Somehow. I think we all just kind of ran across it / climbed around the walls / minimized the damage. I don't think we really...
Yeah, I don't think there was any intelligence there. I think there was just Leroy Jenkins in
I
it.
really love that sometimes I'll be like, and here's this puzzle, and they'll have to use their wits and their smarts to outwit this one. And then you're like, I run through really fast, I take the hurts, ouchie, acid feet, never mind.
Well, then you know the answer is make the acid do 20d6 damage and then we'll regret it.
Maybe so.
Yeah, just murder us.
I'm not planning on that just yet.
Well, we've all got about 15 different character concepts that we have never had the chance to play in a real game.
Yeah, Am sent me
because
one earlier
there's
today.
no time.
So
yeah, I think she sent it to me too, and it was very funny. But the point being is, you can always kill our characters off, and then we can get some new ones.
But my plot.
Don't kill off Morgan. That's not permission, because I want to use her. I want to use her level 10 ability. We haven't got there yet.
Oh my god!
But
on that note, shall we press on?
yes.
Sure.
You just made your way through the corridor into this huge natural cavern. As you look around, you can see it's, whereas the rest of the rooms that you've been in, some of them have been sort of dimly lit by this kind of reddish lava, or they've been quite dark. This is filled with some kind of natural light, but you can't really tell where it's coming from. The walls are lined with mosses in a mixture of verdant greens and bright purples, alongside fuzzy patches of pale whites and then some blacks and even some greys that blend into the stone. Water pours from an opening in the ceiling into a beautiful pool below, and as you can see, even from you're a few feet back from the pool itself, you can see that the water seems to be in constant motion, but the surface of it itself somehow looks still. What do you want to do?
Jump in.
no. If Delphi tries to do that, I'm
No,
going to try
Delphi
and
would
stop
not
her.
do that.
Good.
She has some self-preservation.
Really?
Well, that certainly looks like a whirlpool.
So it's supposed to have answers for us in some sort of way?
Yeah, I don't think we really came up with a plan before we started.
I don't think we did, no.
Do you want to do the magic thing, Delphi?
I was just thinking we'll start from scratch.
Yeah.
Good place to start.
Delphi will cast detect magic.
Cool. Okay.
As you're doing this, Morgan is saying hi to the whirlpool.
Aww. Please narrate that while I look up the schools of magic.
Okay. Hello. I'm going to. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try introducing ourselves and see if there is some sort of presence here who can talk to us.
Morgan, what are you doing?
I'm just saying hello, just in case The whirlpool is sentient and could speak to us.
I hadn't even considered that as a possibility.
There's nothing wrong with common courtesy.
I hadn't really thought it through either, but I thought it's worth a go just as a first step, because if we don't try that and then we like get in the pool or something and it eats us because we were rude, then that would be bad. Yes, hello, I'm Morgan Serenity. These are my friends.
Hiya.
We're all very good friends here. Anything, Delphi? Delphi, you getting anything?
So, Delphi.
Sounds like we're doing the worst mic check ever. You getting anything, Delphi? It's like, no. Carry on.
So Delphi, you can see in this whirlpool. So Delphi, where exactly? So you've got this huge cavern. You cast detect magic, and I know it like lights everything up. But is there any sort of areas you're specifically paying attention to?
I mean, I think the whirlpool, Ellie. I'll be honest with you.
All right, fine.
Oh no, this wall looks really interesting.
Yeah. Delphi spends 10 minutes looking at moss. And then it's like, wait, there's a whirlpool? What?
Listen, A, I wouldn't put it past you, but B, I do kind of deserve
Delphi
that.
will be collecting this moss, but she has priority.
Okay. So as you cast detect magic, you can see at the bottom of this whirlpool there are these kind of bright geometric. It almost looks like there's stones at the bottom. You can't quite tell what they're made of, but they're in like lots of different colours. And as you cast detect magic, these are the things that kind of seem to light up. There's the School of Conjuration. What else would there be? The School of Transmutation, Divination, a little bit of the School of Illusion. Yeah.
The whirlpool's not actually there.
Imaginary whirlpool. Whee! Okay. And as for you, Morgan, when you say your very nice, very cute little introductory speech, nothing happens.
Okay.
Nat knows we're friends. That's good. Well, I do.
Can I chuck a rock in? Shall I
Give
chuck
it a
a rock
try.
in there? Maybe I'll just try touching the water first. I'll kind of like.
No.
I think I'm barefoot now
I
because
think
my
the
shoes
rock is
were
a better
eaten
place
by.
to start.
The rock is a better
Acid.
idea.
Okay. Well, let's see what I've got in my bag, and then I get a crossbow bolt out, and I kind of just dip the end of the crossbow bolt into the water.
When you say like, are you holding on to it? Like, are you stirring it?
Yeah. I'm just kind of like when you stick a stick in a pool and like see the ripples.
Yeah, it's really weird when you stick this crossbow bolt in. You can see the water flowing around it, and you can kind of almost feel the pull of a current. As you're watching it, the water also appears to be still at the same time. As you pull the crossbow bolt out of the water, it doesn't seem to be changed in any way. It just looks...
Is it wet?
Oh, yes, it's wet.
But it might not have been wet, Webster. It's not a silly question.
It might be hydrophobic.
We don't condone that on this podcast.
Maybe Morgan coated it in oil. I don't know.
I did not.
Delphi would have done.
Get over it.
Oh no! Eiriol, no! Eiriol, terrible.
Okay. I'm gonna touch the end of. I'm gonna touch the wet crossbow bolt with my hand to see if my fingers fall off.
They don't fall off. It just feels like normal water.
Okay, cool.
So these are supposed to be like portals, right?
I'm going to be honest. It feels as if a million years have passed since we talked to our friends back in the city. I'm not quite sure if I recall what they said.
Me neither.
Do you want to... I was going to say, do you want to do a history check? But I'm not sure if that's really cruel.
I'm gonna
Wait, how long? It was only like a day ago. Delphi can just remember.
This is
Delphi
true.
has
You've
that
got
trait.
perfect recall.
Yeah.
Let me get up the notes that I said specifically. But off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure I said that they
to jump
are...
in the pool.
to yeet yourself in there.
Delphi just lies to you and it's like, they just said to jump in, you know?
I have literally
I don't know. I don't say it.
no notes for those sessions at all. It's going well.
Seen or heard in the last month. That's the rules. So Delphi can't taste anything past several minutes, but can't remember the taste of anything past several minutes. But
So what you were told is that the Planar Whirlpool is very difficult to get to. But it's not quite a gateway. It's somewhere where you can gain insight into what is happening in other planes.
oh, it's a window. A port-
Yes.
Well, that's
in the
cryptic.
traditional sense.
It's a porthole in the Planar Whirlpool.
Can we see anything in it apart from water?
Like I said before, you can kind of see these almost look like geometric stones at the bottom of the pool.
Huh.
Ellie,
Yeah.
what happens if I do exactly what Morgan did with my flute?
Ooh.
Jumping straight to the risk zone. Okay.
I mean, there's a
I'm
risky
just
play that
dipping the
Delphi wants to
end
do,
in.
but
You know, it's just metal. I can clean it.
As you dip the end of... How long are you kind of holding it in there?
I mean, depends what happens.
Okay, that's valid. As you dip the end of your flute in, initially nothing happens, but then you can see that the stones on the floor of the whirlpool, they seem to almost start kind of bleeding into each other, like they've got paint on them that's kind of been lifted up through the currents of the water.
Morgan, come and look at this.
Oh,
They're like bleeding into each other.
weird. Does my gravometer show anything weird?
Oh, yes. It's kind of going up and down, up and down.
I declare this officially weird.
Well, I think we knew that much. What does that mean if the gravity's all weird, going up and down on your thing? What
Well, it probably means that there's some kind of weirdness happening.
well, yes.
Yes, it
Wow.
means that. No, that is about what it means. It means something here is affecting the gravity, which means something weird is happening.
wizards.
I don't know what you
weird's
want.
happening.
It can't be
It means
officially.
something weird's happening.
It can't be officially weird until it's approved by a wizard.
Yeah, you have
You
to get
get
your
the
weirdness
checklist out.
verification license.
You get a long checklist out being like, okay, and it's actually just each individual question is it weird? And then you check it.
I am going to summon a mage hand and stick the mage hand in the water.
Okay.
It's a spectral floating
Yes,
hand.
I'm aware of what a mage hand is.
It can only carry up
yeah,
to
I'm the same
5 pounds.
audience.
How big are the stones?
Yeah, I know. So I'm not carrying anything with it. I'm just sticking it in the water.
Are you? Is the flute still in the water, or have you taken it out?
If Morgan starts doing something else, I'll take it out.
Okay. As you stick the mage hand in the water, the stones seem to sort of reconsolidate themselves.
Oh.
Did
Should I get one? Would that be wrong?
No.
Would that?
I somehow?
No, don't get
Don't get one.
get one, or no, it would be wrong. Or...
Don't get one.
Am, is there anything you want to do?
I don't think there's really anything a fighter can do to help in this scenario.
Well, you've got a very long reach because you have a long nose, so you could probably pick a stone out of there without. Anyway,
Why would I pick a stone out?
should I drink?
Very
some?
clearly, if you put an object from a plane of existence into the pool, the stones turn into a window to the pool. Are we not all under that as the impression as to what's happening?
Yeah, okay. Do you want to stick the fleet back in there and...
I can do, yeah.
Are you, like, still on, like, just dunking the end in?
Yeah.
Okay. The colours from the stones begin to sort of, like, lift up and bleed into each other again. But nothing else happens. Can you give me an investigation check? Or, no, a perception check.
I can. I'm on the wrong page of my character sheet. 22.
Nice. Wow, God, bards. You can see that it's almost like the tiles directly underneath the flute are being kind of morphed. But the ones on the farthermost side of the pool are staying solid.
Is he?
I think
If you throw the whole thing in there, I can probably get it back out with a mage hand, but that is a risk. It might just,
I would very much like to not lose this flute. I think it seems...
Do I have any minor magic items that I could throw in there? That's the question. I don't think I do.
Just hold it all beneath the water to start with.
Yes, that was going to be my suggestion rather than throwing it. But yes. What happens if I do that, Ellie?
Again, like, the response from the stones is stronger. You can start to see that the shapes, like, again, more closely underneath the flute start to almost morph like they're on top of each other, like, kind of overlapping. But again, the sort of ones on the further side of the pool aren't kind of joining in.
Can I stick my hand in there?
I mean, my hand's already in there.
Oh yeah, your hand's already in there. It's not... Hey, so does it feel like burning or acid or unusually warm or cold?
I mean,
or...
Ellie can tell me, but no.
Just a nice, cool pool.
It's water.
I could try drinking some?
Just because it's magical doesn't mean it doesn't have diseases.
Yeah, you got to be real careful with water.
I have water purification tablets.
it's just a bead with purified food and water in it.
This isn't like a 5 by 5 feet whirlpool, I'm guessing, right? This is like a very big cavern.
It's pretty big.
I was thinking of using a cup actually, but okay, go off, I guess.
Can I stick my face in the water and try and look at it underneath the water?
Yeah, okay. Hey everyone, it's Ellie here. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you are, please consider checking out our supporter Acast link. This is like a virtual tip jar where you can just give us a little bit of a thank you in financial form. We obviously accept thank yous in non-financial forms, and you are in no way obligated to do this. It would just be a nice cool thing. All the proceeds of that go towards things like making a web domain, investing in merch, and also compensating the lovely PCs that I have on this show, because they're great and they deserve all the love and all the riches in the world. You can find that at supporter.acast.com/deck of many aces with spaces in between the words. There's also a link right at the bottom of the episode description. This week's trailer is for Bad Heroes. Bad Heroes is an actual play podcast. They play Pathfinder, and basically it's a homebrewed world. It's a very queer cast and POC-led cast as well, and it's about this group of adventurers who are sort of thrown together, who are maybe not the best at their jobs. If you enjoy the absolute shenanigans that we get up to and the, like, facepalm moments, particularly from the likes of people like Delphi and Raina, you will love this podcast. It's got the same kind of chaotic energy. Roll the trailer.
Hey, I'm Dre Silvertooth, and I'm a GM. You should absolutely come listen to our podcast, because I have the best heroes. They're hunting curses for the Queen of Vyre, and it's going great.
I got 5 hit points.
I have a plan.
Is it to write my eulogy?
They make really good choices.
Oh God, why did I do that?
It's all according to plan. Textbook success.
She did fall 45 feet in full armor, though.
Well,
Fine. They are bad heroes. I have 4 very bad heroes on my podcast. But they are hilarious. Come check us out at badheroescast.com or find Bad Heroes wherever you get your podcasts.
I haven't been playing my bard correctly, so now I am going to.
hold up. You mean trying to summon an electric guitar so that you can use the auxiliary cord was not doing it correctly?
Oh no, that was definitely correct.
Oh, okay. That's like the worst of both worlds.
So as you stick your head underneath the water, it's almost like you can see a little bit more kind of clearly with your head under the water, and you can see that these geometric shapes, they start to move on top of each other. They start to morph, so they're kind of like overlapping towards a central point. But you can see that the central point is like in the dead center of the pool, so it's a little further off from where you are right now.
Is it saltwater?
Oh god, good question. No.
I just want to know for my reaction. That's fine. Okay, good.
No.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah, Raina pull her head out and sort of just like wipe her eyes a little bit, and she's like, they're going. Yeah, she does like the little cat shake, but it's just her head, so all the water droplets fly off. And she's like, yeah, I think those shapes, they're like moving towards the center of the pool. I don't know how that helps understand what's going on.
I think you have to swim out then over to the... Well, not swim. You could potentially... How high is this? I ask again.
Actually,
how high is the ceiling?
In this cavern, it's pretty high. I'd say it's like 50 feet high.
So if perhaps you were above it directly, if I picked you up and we flew over so you were directly above the centre, would you be able to see it there?
Well, maybe. I don't know if there's necessarily any more to see. It's just where they're moving to.
Well, presumably if they're moving there, that's because that's where they're going to show you the thing. I was thinking something that's a little more controlled than just you jumping in.
I appreciate it, I do, but I could just swim. I mean, it hasn't done anything to...
Can you swim?
Yes, I'm the only one who can.
Okay, cool.
It hasn't done anything to my hands, and it hasn't done anything to my face, so I think swimming will be fine.
All right.
Okay. Raina, you swimming out to the middle?
Yes. I will strap my flute to my hip or to the side, because otherwise swimming will be difficult.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
But it is very much out.
I'm eagerly watching with my gravometer.
Okay. Yeah, Morgan, as you watch Raina swim towards the centre of this pool, the gravometer does start to go up and down with a bit more intensity. Raina, as...
The wibbles have increased.
Wibbles of alarming intensity.
That's the episode title.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So as you swim out to the center, you can see these shapes starting to coalesce, and those of you on the side of the pool now, you can also see as well that the color is kind of bleeding into each other. It's almost like a rainbow of different colors, and it looks like it's kind of under Raina, but also surrounding her. It's kind of weird and difficult to sort of sense. When you're in water and you can't quite mark the distance of something because it when you're looking through water, it's almost a bit like that. It's like a kind of a mind trick. So all these swirling, multicolored smudges all coalesce in the middle, and until the whole whirlpool is kind of involved in this motion, and it kind of, it sort of solidifies into this one sort of strange, like, beigey every colour, and then the image changes. Raina, you can see this below you, and the rest of you can kind of watch from the edges. You can see planes. Not the mechanic kind, obviously. You recognise them from stories and folktales and scientific papers. Places like the Feywild and Shadowfell, the elemental planes, and places you wouldn't recognise like Mechanus. And it kind of switches between images of all of these planes. Not super fast, not disorientingly so, but only spending really a couple of seconds on one plane before shifting to the next. They sort of flash past almost like pictures in a flip book. So you can't really get a sense of what's happening in each individual picture, but there's one glaring consistency between all of them. And in all of them, in the far distance, so Raina almost like below you, and for the rest of you kind of on the far side of the pool, in the background of all of the pictures, there is a shape. Like taking the photo with the flash on, or it's less like a flash or a smudge, it's more like a hole where something should have been or was. Less like a blur on a photograph and more like a cutout from the photograph itself, like something carved out of space. And you can all see faintly in the distance, every outline is the same. It's a small figure with an unmistakable feline tail.
I think Raina runs out of breath at this point and gets her head out the water.
Is it possible? Can I get you to make a Constitution saving throw?
Yep. Ooh, it was not very...
This would have been a good time to have water breathing.
It's 5?
Okay, so
I mean, I think, like, what is it? I think technically speaking, you can hold your breath for something stupid like 10 minutes plus your con or something. No, it's 1 minute plus your con, isn't it? Which for me is 1 minute, so yeah.
Yeah, this has definitely been longer than a minute, and I think, Raina, as you're watching this, you kind of forget that you need to get up to breathe, and without kind of thinking about it, you open your mouth and you like gasp some water in. And the other three of you, you can see Raina get pulled underwater by the current.
Oh dear. I would like to... Have I got anything that would help? I would like to jump into the air, I guess.
I thought you were going to say jump into the whirlpool.
No, I was going to try and fly to over where Raina is and like be hovering.
Okay.
Birds can hover.
Yes. Yeah.
Am I 30 feet away from the shore?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, but can I see it? Probably not.
What are you thinking?
I can just teleport using Misty Step. But
how many uses of Misty Step did I give you?
2. I've only used it once.
Okay, I was going to say. I was like, God, have I given you... It felt like I think it's because I've listened to the episode more than once. It's like, infinite Misty Steps?
Also, I think I like mentioned using it in the mud room, but then I didn't.
I think there's at least one feat that just gives you infinite Misty Steps, or am I imagining
That's definitely not.
It's a Gith Rachel trait. You get you don't get infinite, but you get a lot of Misty Steps.
Yeah, I think it's proficiency bonus.
But yeah, I have to be able to see the space that I'm going into.
Can I fly to over where Raina is? Can I see her?
Yeah. As you fly over to where Raina is, you can see that she's under the water. She doesn't seem to be like struggling too much. She doesn't seem to be too stressed out. And Raina, I would say you can't
Speak
see...
for yourself.
Well, I would say you can't see the shoreline because at present your mind is filled with images that you will forget as soon as you wake up. So I'm not going to describe them for you.
Great, thanks, Ellie.
How deep under is Raina?
Not very far. Like 5 to 10 feet.
Oh,
that's quite deep,
that's deep, isn't it? Yeah, I forget.
Yeah,
that is
5 feet would be like
5 feet.
Not too deep.
That's a you.
That's a me. I know how much 5 feet is. It's just I think because in D&D 5 feet's not a lot. I'm like, oh yeah, 5 feet.
I would like to. Okay, I'm gonna try and
learn to
first.
swim.
I'm gonna. First, I'm gonna try and like just be upside down, kind of shove my arms in there, and kind of reach towards where she is
while flying.
As much as I love you, your arms are definitely not 5 feet long.
Yeah, I know, but I can't quite see how far away she is.
True, because of the water refraction, you wouldn't be able to tell. You'd think I was closer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back up into the air a little bit, and then I'm gonna pull out my the 50 feet of hempen rope I have.
I wondered how you were going to
attached
end that sentence.
I'm gonna throw one end towards Tozia and hope she catches it.
Pull out my gravity gun.
And then I'm gonna I do not pull out a gun because it's run out of charge.
And that's the only reason why.
It's got like a gravity thing. I could have just levitated the entire pool with Raina in it.
It's great for intimidation still. Not that helps now. It still has a use.
I rolled to intimidate the pool. No, I would like to hold on one end of it and jump in the water.
Okay.
See if I can grab Raina.
So
I hope Tozia can pull us both in.
I was going to say, Toz is holding the other end. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. In that case, I'd say for you, Morgan, it's an acrobatics check.
That's cool. I'm good at acrobatics.
It's actually an aquabatics check.
That's so good! Oh, that's such a good episode title as well.
Oh, now I've got to pick.
Now you've got to pick. Gosh, guys, we're on fire. And I think you can do that with advantage because Tozia is helping out.
Okay, that's a 14, and then the next one is a 9 off of a 14.
Okay, yeah, I think a 14 is enough for you to sort of deftly grab Raina out of the water, but I think you're going to need Toz to assist again in some way just to be able to like get you back to shore.
Oh yeah, that was the plan. Leave it to the strong people.
Strong girl. What you doing?
Pull on the rope.
Don't include Delphi in that statement.
No.
Delphi is not strong.
Can I get you to make a athletics check, please?
Oh. I crit, and then I have plus
6,
so 26.
We've got a yank and we just levitate out of the water because you're so buff.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Toz reaches onto the rope, sees that Morgan is like got hold of Raina, but is struggling a little bit, and then just like pulls you both so hard you go like almost like jet skiing through the water and land on safe ground.
It's like pulling back a fishing rod. You're just like, whoa, and it flies over you.
Yes.
A tabaxi tiefling pile in the corner behind you.
Yes, the very bedraggled tabaxi tiefling pile.
And then you pick them both up and go like, look what I caught.
Look at these beauties!
What a great haul!
I feel like both of them could do with like a little like shakeout of just being a little bit.
Oh my god! Absolute wet cat energy coming from Morgan right now.
calling Morgan and not Raina?
Well, you know what I mean.
Sure,
The
yeah.
kind of like bedraggled, pathetic looking. Raina may not look bedraggled and pathetic. Well, she probably looks.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, but I think that's for different reasons.
Raina, you kind of like the last thing you remember is breathing in this water, and then you remember, and now you're here like coughing the water out of your lungs. Hevel!
No.
Wait, so did Raina
Not
visibly
done.
go into like a trance when she inhaled the water?
Yes. Well, yes to Morgan.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Morgan. Thank you. That was weird.
Yep.
What happened?
I did say.
But yeah, you did say it was weird. You did. I think I swallowed some of the water. I don't think it's water,
Oh, okay.
or at least if it is water, it's got something else in it, potentially, or I don't know, magic or something. I don't know. It's not my area of expertise.
I don't think it's the water that's magic. I think it's the rock.
Let me
But-
test that.
Well,
One second.
I didn't eat the rocks.
Yeah, I'll drink some of the water.
Morgan gets the end of her braid,
Sorry.
which is dripping wet, and sticks it in her mouth and sucks it on it a bit.
Oh my god. Did you say something as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna drink some of the water.
Awesome. Okay. So Talia, as you drink the water, your mind is filled with an almost dreamlike image. You can see in front of you the 3 treasure chests from Crawlish. You recognize them, except when you look up towards the horizon, you don't see the castle surrounding you. You see pathways stretching ahead of you, each one attached to the chests, carving out into a wide landscape. You feel yourself kind of without even your own compulsion, you feel yourself move along one, and you find yourself at the end, face to face with your uncle, who smiles. And then you come to.
How come Toz gets to remember her vision?
Because Raina doesn't get to have nice things.
Oh, I do this to myself.
Morgan, as you like suck on the end of your plait, your vision is kind of filled again with like this sort of dream-like state, and you can see the city you grew up in. You can see Antibra flooded, in disrepair, the way that you've always known it. Slowly, the picture changes, and you realize that the water is drying up. But it's not just that the water is going back like the tide. You can see it's almost like retreating. The houses are drying out, reaffirming themselves, solidifying until the image that you see before you is an Antibra you've seen only in history books. A town prospering. And then you come to.
What happened?
I saw a vision, dream, hyper-realistic imagining.
You did?
Yeah, and it wasn't. The water wasn't in the pool anymore. The water had exited the pool when I exited the pool. So I think it's the water and not the stones. Hey, Tosia, did you get a possibly prophetic, possibly just imagining image?
No, I didn't, but you know, maybe it doesn't always work for everyone.
Okay. Huh. That's double weird. Are you sure? Can I do it? I'm insight checking that.
Is that because you, Katie, know that Toz is lying?
You had a weird experience in the water.
Toz has never lied to you guys once.
You lot.
I'm just saying, you don't have any good reason to distrust her.
No, but I know that I just had a vision having the water out of the pool, and she got the water straight from the pool. So that should be, if anything, more magical.
More potent.
Yeah, but Raina drank from the pool, and Raina didn't have a vision.
Raina had a weirdness.
Raina had something going on.
That is a 16.
There was
plus
something
1.
going on.
Am I rolling deception?
Toss? Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to roll? Do you want to counter that?
Oh, sorry, my dice fell off the desk. That is a 17. 18 minus 1.
Oh, okay.
Neck and neck.
Whose modifier is bigger,
I got
I guess?
+1.
I have -1.
And Toz has -1. But I think I'm gonna rule in this case. I think Am is right. You don't necessarily have any reason to believe that Toz would lie to you about it.
Disadvantage gives me 12.
There we are then. And I also think, like, as much as it's a very legit roll, it's also slightly metagamey. So I'm going to rule in Am's favour in this case.
Yeah, sure.
You don't have any... Whilst you think it's definitely odd that Tozia didn't have a vision, you don't have any reason to believe that she's not being truthful with you.
So if Morgan's the only one to have this kind of vision, I don't know, is it
Delphi?
Maybe it's to do with how smart you are.
Maybe.
I don't think I could say anything about that doesn't sound...
Well, you're very smart, Morgan. It's not a...
So are you.
You have more degrees than the three of us combined.
True.
Oh, yes, but that's my fault, not yours.
I've never heard of anyone describe a degree as their fault.
I relate to that, though, very strongly.
Yeah. Good vibes.
Do you want to taste the water, Delphi?
For science.
You don't have to.
I never like your science, Morgan.
Well, if you don't do that, then we're going to have to talk about what we saw in the pool.
No.
And we're avoiding that.
Why? Why are you avoiding?
Delphi's gonna tie the rope round her.
What are you doing?
I just meant drinking it.
Well...
Oh, you've got your weird magic item that you found under mysterious circumstances.
It did occur to me, but I didn't want to overstep my boundaries.
I would potentially suggest not looking at this one. You're more than welcome, but...
Okay.
Is it because you want privacy, or because you're worried that we'll start bleeding out of our
I have no
eyeballs?
idea what will happen.
Okay.
Okay.
If you stop bleeding out of your eyeballs, we'll pull you out.
Yes,
you have eyeballs, right?
I would greatly appreciate it. Yes. You can see them.
Oh my god, guys.
That was a joke.
Cool.
Legal reasons.
Delphi ties the rope around her and is gonna dive straight into the pool. Well, probably not dive. She doesn't know how to dive. She's never swum before. She's just gonna fall into the water.
Just like face plant?
Like a fallen tree.
Yeah.
God.
Just stand on the edge and fall in.
Oh, ow.
She floats?
Not face first. Probably like side first.
That's
so much worse. So just to clarify, like what are you doing with the yeeting yourself into the pool? Are you like?
Oh yeah, she also takes out the crystal.
There we go. Okay, that's that's what I was asking.
Yeah, but she has the crystal on her, and she's expecting a larger reaction to the crystal than to the flute.
So am I.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look.
She was
there.
kind of like, I might not even need to go in with the crystal, but
But here she goes.
Yeah.
As you make your way into the sort of into the pool, a similar thing happens with the wisps of different colours coalescing. They seem to be much more, whereas before it was almost like they were on the floor of the pool. Now the colours almost seem to cling to the crystal itself, shaping it in your hands so it almost looks like it's got a couple of kind of prongs coming out of it before the mists kind of vanish away and get swirled back up into the whirlpool. Underneath you, you see the eternal shards. And as you kind of like move the crystal in the water, they shift. Some of them grow, some of them shrink, and they seem to do this almost like you're watching, like time lapses of a flower growing. It almost feels a little bit like that, where they are moving with this sort of steady regularity, but you can see like day night kind of happening in the background until they all fix into place. They're all kind of exactly the same height, and then you see that small cutout of a figure in the distance again, and then the image sort of slowly fades away and the colours kind of begin to coalesce. And even though now the colours are exactly the same as they were in the flute vision, they're all kind of moving and twisting in a similar way. This time, in some way that you have difficulty articulating, it seems to have the likeness of blood.
Tasty.
Deck of Many Aces is Am Chisholm, Chloe Elliott, Eiriol Evans, Katie McLeod, and me, Ellie Webster. If you love the show, please consider leaving us a review or a rating on whatever podcast listening platform you are using right now. If you aren't using one that has a reviewing system, then you can check us out on Podchaser, where we can read and respond to your reviews. We really, really appreciate it, and it helps the podcast grow. So thank you so much for people who have left a review. And if you're thinking about it, please do it. We'd love you for it. If you want to interact with us, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Deck of Many Aces. Let's be honest, it's mostly Twitter, like Twitter basically. Just go on Twitter. We're always happy to chat, and we always love hearing from people, so give us a bell. If you love the music from the show, you can find it on Spotify, Deezer, Amazon Music, I'm saying with a question mark, and also on Chloe's SoundCloud. The links are in the episode description. We are a busy group of people, so you can find us all over the internet. Most notably, Am is in our sister podcast, A Rendezvous with Destiny, and actually now so is Chloe. That's exciting. What? So they're both in A Rendezvous with Destiny. You can also find Am on Date Night Drive-In with fellow podcaster Will, and you can also find her on Brain Adventures in their new series, The Defectives Club. You can find Chloe again all over the internet, but most notably on Twitch at Chloe_with_the_flow. I've already mentioned it earlier on in the show, but if you really love us and you'd like to do something to directly support the show, then we've got an Acast supporter link, which we'd really appreciate you checking out. It's like an online tip jar, and we use the money to help kind of advance the project however we can. Most recently, it allowed us to take part in Rainbow Roll Fest, which was an amazing time, and the festival raised over £1,700 for mermaids, which was also amazing. So all good things. That's at supporter.acast.com/Deck of Many Aces with dashes between the words. That's all from me this week. I will see you soon. Have an ace week. Bye!